All right, what is going on, people? It is good to have you back on board here on Unfiltered with the band. You know that sound. It must be another episode of Unfiltered, and it is coming your way here and now. This will officially go down as episode number 156. Calling this one Kyrie, duh. You can jump on board the Unfiltered Revolution, duh, on Twitter at Casey Stir and get in the bio. And thank you, Unfiltered Band. And get on the YouTube channel, jump in and get all of the interviews and the conversations and comments. And of course, welcome to most of you, equal opportunists or we, who are listening across the board, where you usually do on Apple, Spotify, everywhere you get your podcast. Did a little bit of a ditty for Twitter and on my YouTube channel on Kyrie a couple of days ago, but after the developments, which we'll get into from last night, wanted to do a shorty here on this side of things here for Unfiltered, where as always, we begin by telling you we are brought to you by our good friends at BetOnline. BetOnline remains your number one source for your sports betting needs this season. Everything from NFL playoffs to pro and college basketball, UFC, MMA, and more. You're always going to find the latest odds, team matchup info, player news, and game trends at BetOnline. With live betting options, free contests, and live scores for almost any sport or game imaginable, BetOnline really truly is the fastest and easiest way to bet all your favorite sports, leagues, and events. Head over to the website today or use your mobile device to join. Save your 50% welcome bonus with your first deposit. Make sure to use the promo code BELIEVE. That's BLEAV. Receive your rewards. It's betonline.ag, where the game starts as we get started here and now. Before we get started, let me tell you, because I'm about to rock and roll my way to work festivities for the day and night. I'll be there all day today, all night tonight at Rock and Roll Sushi in Alpharetta, bell to bell tomorrow and Tuesday and Wednesday. Got a big event coming up Tuesday night as well, and I'm going to be start promoting and doing some events with them in addition to the usual work, which I'll tell you guys about. But it's pretty simple. If you're in the Georgia area, whether you're in Alpharetta, you're far away, it's worth the drive, it's worth the food. Sit there and conversate about sports. Had people come in and do it already from doing the show, which has been cool to just sit down and talk some sports and share some food. And what's better than that, really? And, food, cocktails, and sports seem to be a good trio. It would be like two NBA players. And then if you didn't add Kyrie but chose someone else, because well, at least that's what LeBron said last night. So let's get to that. Couple of things, and I want to go backwards here. Let's start with LeBron. LeBron was asked yesterday, because the Clippers and the Lakers and the Suns are hot to trot, among, I'm sure, others, on Kyrie Irving, because teams can't get a clue, because teams don't learn. LeBron was asked about, whether or not he thinks the team could go get Kyrie Irving, and he said that I'll leave up to Rob Pelinka, who, of course, the GM. But then he was asked, what does he think Kyrie Irving can help the Lakers? And LeBron's response was, duh. I've got a different duh from yesterday. Did you think Kyrie Irving was actually going to play and help out the Nets team that he just publicly told and apparently publicly surprised Kevin Durant with that he don't want to be on anymore? Duh, of course not. Kyrie Irving didn't show up. He didn't play. He had a boo-boo. Poor Kyrie needed a Band-Aid and couldn't go. The Band-Aid really is for the mentality and the lack of attitude, because the dude is not a winner. Duh. Let's go back to the beginning with Kyrie Irving, and let's travel through the life and times of Kyrie Irving. Now, brought to you by Unfiltered. Without interruption or commercial, it is time for Kyrie Irving. This is your life. Kyrie Irving, when he came out of Duke after being there for 17 minutes and got to the NBA, and he had the Cleveland Cavaliers on his own, when he had the team who he could put on his back and say, let's go, boys, let's roll, let's rock and roll, he won 28 games. When LeBron got there and he and Kyrie were there together, they won. And they won a championship against the Warriors in a series they were down 3-1. And mind you, you want to talk about the Dubs blowing it or Draymond not being there. You want to talk about the Cavs winning it. If we're being fair, even though, to be fair, LeBron was Batman and Kyrie was Robin and not vice versa, Robin in this case had the bigger shot. It was Kyrie Irving who hit a bigger shot in that game and in that series and in that run than LeBron did at any point in any game or any series in any run while they were in Cleveland. That is fact. Here's what else is fact. Kyrie was never the best player on the team. Fact. Kyrie has never taken a team where he's been the best player anywhere. Fact. Kyrie Irving is an unbelievably talented guard, whether it's the point guard, because, look, we can talk about that. It's a whole different conversation, the way positions are nowadays in this sport. But he is as good a ball handler, if not a better ball handler, as we've ever seen. He is an unbelievably talented player. All of those things are fact. He's a Hall of Fame talent. Fact. Perennial all-star talent. Fact. He can carry a team on its back in a game, in a quarter, maybe even in a playoff series. Fact. But here's what else is a fact. Kyrie Irving is not a winner. Duh. Kyrie Irving has never helped the team to get better on his own. Duh. Kyrie Irving has proven time and time again that the only thing Kyrie Irving cares about is Kyrie Irving. Duh. That's why Kyrie Irving's not a leader. Duh. When Kyrie Irving went to the Celtics after LeBron left and he realized, I can't do this myself, so I'm out. Classic Kyrie. That's so Kyrie. He went to the Celtics and he had Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown and Marcus Smart, three unbelievably young, talented, perennial winning players. And the Horfords and the Olynyk's and others that were there, and, little of this, little of that. The question isn't, would LeBron have won a championship with those players? The question is, how many championships would LeBron James have won with those players? Kyrie went there, and he was having his struggles and not taking them where they needed to go, and he got hurt. And then Jaylen Brown and primarily Jason Tatum, who was unbelievable as a rookie, and Smart and that group took LeBron to the depths of despair and to Game 7 of a conference final. They were on the fringe, if they win that, of winning a championship without Kyrie Irving. How many do you think they win with LeBron? Because when Kyrie Irving came back to the team, he then made said team dysfunctional, showed no leadership, took a million shots, put Tatum in a corner like Baby or Francis, if you will, in Dirty Dancing, got outplayed by Gordon Hayward, who was back on the team for 7 minutes of a season-ending injury that happened in the opener that we had that year on TNT. Kyrie was awful. And not only was he awful, but when he got into the press conference at the end of that season, he took no accountability when they lost that series. He took no accountability that they were going home. He took no accountability for not making the players around him better. And he was upfront and in person the disaster you can only imagine to exponential levels he was for those kids behind the scenes, because Kyrie is Kyrie. Duh. But then he wanted out. I can't do this anymore. The team I ran to go help and to take and make my own, to be the savior after I didn't want to do it with the other team that I couldn't do on my own, that LeBron helped me and carried. And then when he was gone, I ran away. Because I ran so far away. Thank God the Knicks did not get Kyrie. Then Kyrie went to the Nets. Kyrie Irving was going to save them. Remember? Since then, we have had Kyrie Irving be a seemingly petulant child. We have seen him care solely about himself, help no one to get better, and do seemingly nothing positive outside of filling a stat sheet for your fantasy team, if that is something that is meaningful to you. When Kyrie was sitting there doing and I don't care where you're on vaccinations, because I'm going to tell you where I am on job responsibilities. When you are sitting there and, I don't care if, Your job is to play, right? That's your job. You are the luckiest son of a gun in the world to get to make all the millions and certainly the talent's there. You are there. Your team is counting on you. The franchise, the city, the fans, everything you want. Excuse me, Kyrie. Everybody is there for you. We're all watching you. You get to carry the whole deal. Kyrie, let's go, baby. And you ain't showing up. I'm sorry. I don't care what ceremonies or soapbox or laurels you want to rest on. Your job is to play. Shut up and play. That's not shut up and dribble. That's not because you're an athlete. That's because if you're an accountant, that's because if you have a normal job and you're working at Dairy Queen, it doesn't matter. You got to go to work. That's your job and your responsibility. You told your team and your employees, I'm going to be there. You're the guy in charge. You're the guy running the show. You're the guy everyone counts on. You're the leader. You're the winner. You're Kyrie. You got to show up and go to work. It's not because you're an athlete. It's because you can't not go because you are an athlete and get away with it. Sorry. It's your responsibility. You wanted to be the man, right? You're the dude. You didn't want to go. You let KD, who is the dude, then go drag the team and try and almost did. I mean, PJ Tucker probably still having nightmares getting past the Bucks that year in the playoffs, right? Where were you? Nowhere. Then you got the situation earlier this year where, Kyrie is posting and, look, this is already, the world is flat. I'm not going to play because of the vaccinations. I got all these things. I'm the man. The media is against me. He's not some like brilliant guy that's misunderstood. I'm sorry. He's not. He's a jackass. Sorry. This guy, whether you want to say, look, I don't know Kyrie Irving. I'm not going to tell you he's anti-Semitic. I could tell you the things he was posting, oh boy, are they. And I'm Jewish. And I read them and I was disgusted. Disgusted. Now, somehow, some way, he was able to say enough to Adam Silver and to the Nets brass to allow himself to have this grace period to go learn from what his mistakes were and the bullshit he was spewing to the media. It wasn't bad enough he was doing it. Was it Friedel and all these guys? He's talking crap to these guys like he's talking down. They should be talking down to you. They're not the ones who left the team high out to dry and basically was sitting there and, promoting, if you will, hatred. They didn't do that. You did. And he was getting on them because Kyrie knows more than anyone. Kyrie is smarter than anyone. Kyrie is better than anyone. Sorry. We're in a world of fake. There may not be a faker dude than this guy. There may not be a faker dude than this guy. So then, after Kyrie goes through this whole entire process where he, is back in the good graces and then gets to get back, right? And he'll be forced to sit in front of the media. The team's actually playing well. Things are okay. He's scoring. He had some big nights. He's an all-star. He's put up big numbers. Everything was going to be hunky-dory. They were talking extension. And days after they're talking extension, because I guess they didn't hand him the world he thought he deserved after the train wreck I just explained to you, over 14 minutes of this guy, that they didn't want to hand all of their worth and their franchise and their money and their future into a dude you cannot trust. I mean, look, let me tell you something. I can honestly tell you in my life, I am, maybe I got it wrong because I'm dumb. I'm D-U-M dumb. And when I tell you I'm dumb, I'm dumb. I've been hoodwinked and lied to and run over through the coals from people that I literally believed 100 out of 100. There wasn't a percentage of me that didn't trust them. Like 100 out of 100. And they turned out to be deserving of 0 of my trust. And then again, I had it happen to me again and again and again. And it will happen to me again and again and again because I'm a loving, trusting moron. That's what I am. So maybe I got this wrong. But how in the world has Kyrie got the audacity to then turn around and ask for a trade 6 days before a deadline and drop this on this team now? Not even Kevin Durant knew. His boy, his guy. What a joke. And then doesn't play. And now he's got a boo-boo. And welcome to Kyrie. Kyrie is a disaster. I'm so sick of his garbage that the talent and the juice isn't worth the squeeze. So I'm thinking the Nets are lucky they get rid of this guy. The Knicks are lucky, and I mean it, they didn't get this guy. I mean that. Like, seriously, like, this is not like, oh, like you say that. No, I mean it, right? Like, I might have said it about Mark Messier when I was an Islander fan, but I would love Mark Messier on my team. Like, I'm not stupid. I'm dumb, not stupid, right? So it's like, I understand, like, what Kyrie can do. I would want anything to do with him. The Phoenix Suns, you mean a winning franchise with Monty Williams and guys like Chris Paul and Mikal Bridges and all the things in book that they built there? You want Kyrie? Clippers at Ty Lue, you want Kyrie? LeBron, you want Kyrie? The guy who didn't want to play with you and you didn't want to play with him and then he couldn't handle it on his own. The guy you have watched not win or do anything or make anyone better. The guy you watch leave and then seemingly propel a team to face you in a game 7. That guy? Because I must be the moron because I cannot even understand why any of these teams would want. Now, look, want him as a player in a game? Yeah, if I could have him for a game 7, I'd love to add him to what I got on the floor offensively, right? In terms of options. But I want to know from you. I need to understand from you. Get me on Twitter at Casey Stern. I want you to get me in the comments on YouTube. I want you to tell me if you're a Clipper fan, you're a Suns fan, you're a Laker fan, and I mean this honestly, because I'm dumb. Treat me like I'm dumb, D-U-M dumb. Why in the hell would you want Kyrie Irving? Because to me, yeah, it's Kyrie, duh, but not can he help the team when I want him, duh. There's no chance I'd want him on my team, duh. There's no chance I'd sign this guy to a deal, duh. Now, you want to tell me you're going to go rent this guy for the rest of the year? Okay, that's one thing if you think in a run, because he'll be on his best behavior to go out to free agency. Maybe that's the thought LeBron has. Maybe that's the thought the Clippers have. We'll just get him, and he'll be, he'll be doing his best work to prove he is a saint for 2-3 months, help us in a postseason run, and try and get us to pay him long-term in an offseason, and that's fine. Before free agency, that's fine. And then maybe you let him go and let him walk. But why any team would put the hands and the keys to their car, to their franchise, to their future in Kyrie's hands, color me D-U-M dumb, and please explain to me, because the only duh would be how dopey and stupid of any franchise to believe this guy can ever win, because Kyrie Irving is not a winner. He's never been a winner, and he never will be a winning player. And from what we've seen, he ain't a winning person either. It's Unfiltered, presented by BetOnline.